Hello and welcome to your Southeast Idaho weather hazard and planning briefing for Tuesday, April 13th. My name's Alex from the National Weather Service in Pocatello. Taking a look at your key points, we still expect a low pressure system to develop today over eastern Oregon. That low will slowly drop down into northern Nevada and northern Utah by later tonight and Wednesday, and more or less hang out there through the day Thursday before moving east on Friday. And that'll bring a round of rain, snow, and wind to the area. And we'll break down all of the wind headlines here. Lake wind advisory for American Falls Reservoir during the daylight hours today. The wind advisory over the Arco Desert, INL, and the Eastern Magic Valley remains unchanged. That starts at 9 o'clock today, goes through 3 a.m. overnight tonight. That may need to be extended based on some future forecasts, but we'll monitor that. And then a high wind warning has been issued for areas over extreme southeast Idaho, in particular the Idaho portion of the Wasatch Bear River Range and downwind portions of the Cache Valley, where winds could be locally very strong. That begins at 6 p.m. this evening. It goes through noon on Wednesday. And there remains some uncertainty in the convective elements, so the showery nature of this precipitation that will develop by Wednesday afternoon. Expect some changes to precipitation amounts, locations, and timing as we get closer due to those convective elements. So your weather and impacts outlook highlighting the strong northeast winds today across the Snake Plain and eastern Magic Valley. Those winds will continue into tomorrow as well. And we'll see some locally strong east winds over the southeast highlands. Tomorrow, though, is when we could see those locally very strong winds, basically along and downwind of east to west oriented canyons and on exposed mid and upper slopes. Otherwise, we'll see snow move in late tonight and Wednesday morning for the South Hills, East Highlands, Snake River Plain, and Eastern Magic Valley. That snow will move north and west through the day. We'll show you a forecast radar breaking that down as well. Showers will continue Wednesday night and Thursday. Thursday, the shower activity will be more concentrated from the Snake Plain in the Eastern Magic Valley and south and east towards the Utah and Wyoming borders. As the low begins to move out on Friday, the rain and snow showers will be limited to essentially areas along and near the Wyoming border. And in terms of precipitation type, valleys stand a good chance of switching over to rain both Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. But temperatures will be cold enough for snow for all elevations during the nighttime hours. So early Wednesday morning when snow begins, and then Wednesday night and Thursday morning. The low pressure will form today here over eastern Washington and Oregon. And as we mentioned, it'll move south and east, hang out over northern Nevada, northern Utah through Thursday before beginning to move on eastward. So here's a look at the wind headlines that we have in effect. As we mentioned, we've got the lake wind advisory for daylight hours today over the American Falls Reservoir. We have a wind advisory for the Arco Desert, INL, and Eastern Magic Valley. Begins at 9 a.m. This morning and goes through 3 a.m. tonight. And then the high wind warning for the southeast corner. That begins at 6 p.m. this evening. It goes through noon on Wednesday. So let's look at these wind gusts. Wind gusts this morning out of the northeast, 35 to 40 miles per hour here in these oranges. And you'll notice the along and downwind of the Bear River Range, those strong wind gusts in the 40 to 45 mile per hour range. We've noticed the Franklin sensor along Highway 91 has been seeing some of the strongest winds, and that'll be a hot spot for winds as continuing going into Wednesday. Here's a look at wind gusts this afternoon. They drop off just a little bit across the southeast corner and stay fairly steady elsewhere. That won't last, though, because as we get into this evening, we'll really begin to see those winds ramp up down over the southeast corner. We could locally see a location or two see wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. It'll be in isolated locations downwind of canyons where wind and terrain align and at mid and upper slopes. So we won't see those very strong winds for everyone in the southeast corner, but certainly for those locally favored areas. Winds will be in the 35 to 45 miles per hour range across the Arco Desert, INL, and Eastern Magic Valley this evening and tonight. Very little change. we'll begin to see winds ramp down, but still remain breezy, so 30 to 35 miles per hour across these same areas Wednesday. And strongest in the morning, but still howling out of the east and southeast for those favorite areas over the southeast corner. And finally, Wednesday night, we do see winds taper down. But Thursday, they'll remain still out of the northeast, 20 to 25 miles per hour at their peak, and with very similar winds Friday. So we may need to consider additional lake wind advisories for American Falls Reservoir Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly even Friday before winds calm down. Here's a look at the forecast radar showing the rain and snow moving in overnight tonight and spreading north and west through the day Wednesday, lingering into Wednesday evening, overnight Wednesday night, and continuing into Thursday as well. Precipitation should gradually shift, though, to the Snake Plain, Eastern Magic Valley, south and east. For Thursday, we'll go through it one more time there and show you the onset of precipitation. Again, for Wednesday morning, we expect snow for all areas, switching over or mixing with rain by afternoon for elevations below 5,500 to 6,000 feet. How much snow may fall? Well, higher terrain areas are favored for the 1 to 3 inch range with locally higher amounts, but generally an inch or less for valley areas. Notice another thing that you see here is the heaviest snow will be confined to areas where winds will be strongest here over the Bear River Range. So that could cause some problems for trees and power lines in this area here with the weight of heavy wet snow combined with the locally strong winds. And amounts tapering off as we get into Friday. Saturday, we're not expecting any precipitation, but this is showing the forecast snowfall amounts during the day Friday, much lighter and confined to higher terrain areas. High temperatures today, a few degrees below climatological normals, but they will feel colder with the wind. And on Wednesday, temperatures will be some 10 to 15 degrees below average with the rain and snow showers, cloud cover, and wind around. But we will begin to warm things back up by the end of the week, getting back near average and back above average by late in the weekend and early next week. Low temperatures down freezing or colder for all of us Wednesday morning, so not surprising that snow is forecast. And Thursday morning, just a couple of degrees warmer, but still cold enough for snow, even in valley locations by Thursday morning. So to summarize, we'll see an area of low pressure move near the area that will bring rain, snow, and wind to the area, and we will see the strongest winds in favored locations near and downstream of the Bear River Range, portions of the Cache Valley over far southeast Idaho. And we could still see some uncertainty with regards to precipitation placement and amounts, given the convective nature of the precipitation. Otherwise, that concludes the briefing for today. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, please we welcome those to the email, phone number, and then you can also find us at weather.gov/Pocatello or on these social media channels. This will be my final recorded briefing here at Weather Service Pocatello. Thank you for everything Southeast Idaho, and have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Thank you.